Uh-oh, I know this guy.
You smell it?
I have met this gentleman.
You know this man? That's my special guest right here. The big O.
The great Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar,
Yeah,
how are you?
golden boy. You hear me? What's up, Oscar? How you doing, loved one?
I'm good, my man. How you doing?
I'm good. What you in town for?
I'm, I heard something was going down here, so.
Yeah, I heard something was going down too. I mean, you got great fighters. I've been watching you walk in the ring with your fighters. Your boy Ortiz had a great fight the other night.
Last fight, Virgil Ortiz.
That was an amazing fight. But I feel like it's something missing, man. I keep seeing you in the ring, but I don't see you in the ring. I mean,
Okay.
talk to me.
Why don't you? You're part owner of a Triller Fight Club. Why don't you tell me?
I think you should tell him, man. It's you, not me.
Okay. July 3rd, I'm making my comeback.
Ooh.
You've said you want to be known as a great fighter. How do you define that? Is it somebody who wins the most titles, fights all the best fighters and beats them, makes the most money? What combination of those things do you regard as making a great fighter?
Well, I believe at this point it's a combination of everything, but most importantly is fighting the very best champions out there. And I want to fight whoever wants to sign a contract with me. I will fight. Just bring it on, bring it to the table, we will fight. I'm calling all the champions out there. For the first time in my life, I'm calling out a champion. Let's do it. Trinidad, Corte, whoever, let's do it.
Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So Oscar De La Hoya, a man of his word, is finally making his return. July 3rd. I think this is great news, guys. The main reason I think this is great news is because Oscar comes from an era where fighters, especially Mexican fighters, they were willing to call out all of the best champions out there. From Julio Cesar Chavez to Eric Morales to Barrera to Oscar De La Hoya to Fernando Vargas. They were willing to get in the ring with all of the best fighters. And Oscar De La Hoya keeps saying that's the main reason he wants to come back. I feel like this is a way for Oscar De La Hoya to prove to fighters like Canelo Alvarez, this is how you're supposed to do it. Oscar De La Hoya, if you've been paying attention to a lot of things that he was saying when he was still promoting Canelo, he would kind of hint that he wants Canelo to fight the best competition. I told you guys, it was about a year or two ago, Oscar De La Hoya came out of nowhere and he said in order for Canelo Alvarez to be great, he has to fight the likes of a Charlo or an Andrade. And once again, the reason why Oscar was telling Canelo this is because this is what Oscar De La Hoya would have done if he was in Canelo's shoes. Matter of fact, this is what De La Hoya did when he was in his prime. He fought the Charlos, he fought the Andrades in their prime. He didn't wait. He fought them in their prime. He even called them out, as you guys seen in that clip that I just played. Outside of Canelo Alvarez calling out a small old Floyd Mayweather, which he had nothing to lose, after he lost to Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez has never called out a champion. Oscar De La Hoya was calling out champions when he was already a star. Okay? Because it's all about what you do after you become a star, not how you become a star. Canelo had to fight Floyd Mayweather, win, lose, or draw. Him losing to Floyd Mayweather made him a star, which is extremely rare because the majority of fighters that became stars, they actually had to win their fight against the big draw, right? The pound for pound best fighter in the world or whoever it was at the top. Canelo Alvarez, he took the Floyd Mayweather fight for the same reason he wants the Errol Spence fight right now, because he feels there's no way some guy who's moving up 2 weight classes that I'm going to outweigh is going to beat me. That's how Canelo saw it going into the Floyd Mayweather fight. You guys have to remember, Canelo rehydrates up to like 180, 185 pounds. The night that Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, he actually weighed in at 146 pounds. Canelo outweighed Floyd Mayweather by 15 to 20 pounds, and he was about 14 years younger than him. We all know that if Floyd Mayweather, we're talking about 23-year-old, if Floyd was 23, we're talking about 23-year-old pretty boy Floyd Mayweather at a higher weight class fighting against a 36-year-old Canelo who already moved up 5 weight classes, we know he would have zero chance against Floyd Mayweather. Floyd dominated Canelo Alvarez in the fight that Canelo Alvarez was supposed to win. Now, don't get me wrong, Oscar De La Hoya, he lost all of the fights that he was supposed to win as well. But the difference is he was always willing to get in the ring with them. He was always willing to get in the ring with the best competition. So this is why I really look forward to seeing how Oscar De La Hoya is going to look. He's 48 years old. I feel if Mike Tyson at age, 54? If Mike Tyson can look as good as he did at age 54 against Roy Jones Jr., I can imagine Oscar looking pretty good. If Oscar can look anything like he did before he retired, I would actually pick him to beat Gennady Golovkin, which would be extremely historical. And it's a fight that can be made. Oscar already has a close relationship with DAZN. I think it could be made, and I think he will beat Golovkin. Now, I don't think he has a chance against Charlo because Oscar actually said he would be willing to fight the Charlos and the Andrade. And once again, I know the reason why he's saying this is because Canelo wasn't willing to do it. Let me tell you this. If Oscar De La Hoya did end up fighting a Charlo or Andrade before Canelo does it, that move would make Canelo look horrible. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's even possible that he'll go after Canelo. Matter of fact, he was asked, would you think about fighting against Canelo Alvarez? And he said, we have to see. And he said this before Canelo left the zone in Golden Boy. He said, we'll have to see. I mean, once again, it all depends on how good Oscar De La Hoya looks in his return. I look forward to watching the fight. The fight will be on Trill. For those of you guys who didn't know, Snoop Dogg is one of the co-owners of Triller Boxing. So that's a good look. But you know how that works. He's on that coincidental list. Once everyone finds that out, he'll start getting that Al Heyman treatment. So we'll see how long it takes for that to happen. And for that to happen, he has to be very successful because you only receive that type of backlash when you're on a coincidental list and you're perceived as a threat in the sport of boxing. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, but I'm really looking forward to who Oscar De La Hoya is gonna choose as his next opponent. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he looks at 48. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elodiki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man ScalpCarolinas on Instagram.
Love that.